Hello YouTube, I'm going to record one more video for today. My friend is playing Athletic 1898. Maybe he's a centenarian who's stayed alive due to his athleticism. Either way, d5 is not a great move. It's like a center counter Scandinavian, but against uh, a non-central pawn, not a wing pawn. What do they call the C pawn? I don't know. Wing. No, these are the wings. Someone tell me in the comments. I should really know this by now. And he's getting his queen kicked back around. He goes all the way back. And okay, he's got like kind of a weird Moroxy bind, but with this bishop inside the pawn chain. Oh, wait, this is the bishop. That's, yeah, usually Moroxy binds. It's the light squared bishop because it's white. So, bit of a strange position. The bishop gets this great diagonal here. G6. I don't understand what white is trying to do with this. I mean, excuse me, what black's trying to do with this move, David. Maybe you can explain in the comments what was the idea of d6. D3, white's just getting ready to get all his pieces out, and now h6. Okay, I guess he's concerned about a knight coming here. Uh, yeah. And here, computer gives it interesting gambit line with queen d2 was played in the game, but b4. I don't think most humans would play like this. It's a little strange. But the idea is, after these captures, to play queen b3. I'm not sure why we want to lure this bishop here. Maybe to get protection off this pawn and maybe bring the rooks into the queen side. Maybe open this bishop as well. Not really sure, but either way, it's not looking good. For example, if black castles, he's losing this pawn. If he takes the knight, queen takes, and yeah, this is one computer line. Don't quite understand. I guess it's kind of like a Benko gambit. Black just has a ton of pressure on the queen side, and the king side's not particularly safe either. If black ever castles, this pawn is weak. If he pushes this pawn, these squares are weak. If he pushes this pawn, this square is weak. And black's just in trouble all over the board. But not an easy move to find. Queen d2 seems much more natural, although it does give away some of the advantage. Black lashes out here. How should he try to protect this pawn? Well, making a threat for one is a good start. Maybe that's why queen d2 is not recommended. Threatens to double the pawns, threatens to come in here, and computer's saying queen d1 to protect everything. Knight h2, it's saying now, really? Oh, this is not a threat. What am I talking about? But either way, the knight on this square is good. If you're forcing a concession like this, that's good for you. I mean, this is knight here is an important move to remember in these type of Sicilian-y type Moroxy structures. But instead b5, bishop goes back, and again, knight d4 would have been a good move. f5 is just asking for trouble. Look at these. Look at this king. This is not to mention he still hasn't addressed this threat. So he's trying to lock in the bishop, but the bishop has plenty of squares. He could go here, he could go here. And okay, he goes for a sacrifice. Huh. Sacrifice is actually good according to the engine, but it has to be followed up correctly. Interesting. Queen c8. Okay. Yeah, this makes sense. King can't defend. Nobody can defend. So chess is hard. Sometimes you want to lead with a rook and have the queen behind, but in this case, when you're looking for a mate, often you do want to lead with queen. And bishop f6 here, giving up the rook. Ah, yeah, as I suspected, it's a perpetual. Yeah. Okay. And obviously, if white screws it up, it'll be a checkmating attack. Actually, white has to play precisely. So David's attacking and sacrificial instincts, you could say, are semi-correct. But yeah, I mean, it's very frustrating at any level of chess to see sacrifices, to be like, oh, I've seen something like that in a GM game. Like, I bet this works. I bet there's a way to make it work. But if just seeing sacrifices was enough to be a master or grandmaster, everyone would be one. But it's about how you follow it up, and in this case, the quiet move. Not that quiet. I mean, this is a pretty loud threat, but the move queen c8 would have been better. Instead, rook takes, and now white is totally winning. He comes in, puts more pressure on here, and the problem is that white's to get any sort of attack, white's going to have to get his king out of the way and slide pieces over here. But he just simply doesn't have time for that anymore. This is with a threat. If he brings the queen over now, white just defends like so. And white sacrificed material, his good bishop, and he's not getting anything for it. So that's unfortunate. Now he plays this knight move here, which he probably should have played before. Again, this is often a very good outpost for the knight in these positions where there's no c-pawn. I know this type of stuff from like close Sicilian, mostly close Sicilian. And yeah, white takes. He could also play knight f6. And white is just swarming all over black. These queenside pieces are not getting over, and this rook on his own is not going to be delivering any sort of mate. Yeah, plus 10 for white. Queen takes f4 would have been better. Just getting rid of a potential attacker over here. And yeah, black is trying to go for checkmating ideas. I mean, when you're in this type of position, you pretty much have to do that. Okay, queen d7, why not? If white takes the rook, he's getting mated. But the problem is bishop e6. And yeah, this is a problem. It's hard to attack when your opponent's pieces are better than yours. And yeah, the rook gets lost, the pawn's lost, and yeah, not really too much to look at from here. So, moral of the story is this opening was terrible. And when you sacrifice, in this case, the sacrifice was only good for a draw. But if white screws it up, let's look at a different line. Oh yeah, this is just losing the knight. So the sacrifice, practically speaking, was probably good if white can only draw with perfect play. But taking with the rook was wrong. We got to lead with the queen and take advantage of the fact that this piece is loose and these pieces over here are not helping out so much. Instead, after taking with the rook, it was bad news because white was able to defend and we're just down material with bad pieces. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks.